Warm greetings to Malaya, Northeast US, on your gathering to mark the 34th year of the EDSA People Uprising. I was a political prisoner in Camp Crame, raising a 1-year-old daughter, born inside the military camp when the EDSA People Power Uprising happened on February 22 to 25, 1986. I owe to that uprising my release and the release of other political prisoners in the succeeding days after Marcos was ousted. This year also marks the 50th year of the first quarter storm of 1970, which became a call for the youth and the nation to address the basic problems of the country: imperialism, feudalism, and bureaucrat capitalism, and the need to struggle for national democracy with a socialist perspective. The declaration of martial law in 1970 enabled Marcos to stay in power for another 14 years when his term should have ended in 1973. Marcos' authoritarian rule was marked by massive human rights violations. Plunder of the people's money estimated at 10 to 15 billion US dollars. Cronyism and puppetry to foreign interests, particularly the US. Martial law, however, deepened our people's commitment to resist any and all forms of tyranny and authoritarianism. And in 1986, we managed to overthrow the Marcos dictatorship. But because the elitist system remained, the tatsulok, the unequal social, political, and economic structure, was untouched. Our country and our people remained poor and exploited. Now, the Marcoses are back with a vengeance under the sponsorship of the current Duterte dispensation and with the use of stolen wealth to propagate lies and false versions of history. Not only are the Marcoses back, but repression and human rights violations, corruption and cronyism, attacks on the critics of the administration, including human rights defenders, media outlets, church people, and activists, and subservience not only to the United States but also to China are now happening. Under the current Duterte administration, draconian measures such as Executive Order Number 70, creating the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, and the push to pass an expanded anti-terrorism bill which criminalizes activism and removes safeguards against illegal arrest and detention are instruments of state terrorism. Given all this, why do we gather to mark EDSA 1? Here are my reasons. 1. A people united can topple a dictator. Walang forever sa tiraniya. 2. It takes patient and persistent organizing, consciousness raising, and mobilization for change to happen. 3. It is not enough to change the person in Malacanang. It is important to work for system change, an end to elite rule, an end to political dynasties, an end to impunity by prosecuting and punishing those who committed crimes against the people, and instituting political, economic, and social reforms beneficial to the majority. Our struggle against tyranny and repression, our struggle for social justice and equality, our struggle for democracy and a better life for our people, our struggle for sovereignty continues. As we march on, we are inspired by those who have given their lives so that the struggle for a better world for our children. Let me thus end by remembering them, by quoting Elias in Jose Rizal's novel Noli Me Tangere. Mamamatay akong hindi nasisilayan ang pagbubukang liwayway sa aking bayan. Kayong makakakita, salubungin niyo siya at huwag kalimutan ang mga taong nabuwal sa dilim ng gabi. I will die without seeing the dawn shining in our country. You who will see it, welcome it, and forget not those who fell during the night. Mga has makibaka, mga has magtagumpay. Dare to struggle, Dare to Win.